السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين بارئ الخلائق أجمعين، والصلاة والسلام على خاتم الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا أبي القاسم محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. أما بعد فأوصيكم بتقوى الله فإنه حبل متين وعروة وثقى. صلوات. اللهم صل على. Dear brothers and sisters, first of all I advise myself for taqwa, parhezgari and piety, and then I advise all of you for the same. By the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are just at the doorsteps of His blessed month, Shahru Ramadan. Only a few days left from the month of Sha'ban, and inshallah we are soon approaching to the month of Ramadan. This year we had started preparing ourselves as a family and as a community from the month of Rajab to have an excellent experience of this spiritual month of Ramadan. Many of us have fasted for many days of Rajab, and they are fasting in the month of Sha'ban. Many of us have started reciting Quran more regularly on daily basis or on whatever schedule was suitable to them during the month of Rajab and Sha'ban to have a good practice so that we can recite in the month of Ramadan. We should set the goal that at the minimum we should recite all individually one cycle of Quran from Suratul Hamd till Suratul Nas. That should be the goal, and this is achievable goal, my brothers and sisters. Our ancestors, our grandparents and great grandparents, they were used to do much more than that. They would finish 2 times or 3 times or 4 times this Quran in the month of Ramadan, and they would spend a quite bit portion of their day and night reciting Quran. But times have changed. Our schedules are very busy. We can understand all that, but still reciting one cycle of Quran from the beginning to end, from cover to cover, is still possible for most of us. We should look into it and make a plan because people don't plan to fail, they fail to plan. So when we have a desire of something, then we make some plans for it and we put some effort for it. But when we don't have even a desire for anything, of course we don't care about it. when we don't care about it, so we don't make any plan for it. And when we don't make any plan for it, so we don't put any effort for it. So first thing is the desire, niyat. Niyat itself has sawab. Let me give you a scenario. Someone makes that niyat, that in this month of Ramadan, for example, I will finish one cycle of Quran from beginning until end. And then what happens? On the eve of month of Ramadan, this is the last day of Sha'ban, on the eve of the month of Ramadan, this brother or sister passes away. Doesn't get the chance to live in the month of Ramadan. According to riwayat, according to his niyat and his sincere niyat and firm commitment that he had with himself, inshallah at the day of judgment he will get the sawab of reciting one whole Quran during the month of Ramadan. We have many riwayat in our books confirming that at the day of judgment people will receive finally, when they will be in shortage of their a'mal, and they are desperately looking for here and there, as sometime when we are desperate and we have to pay the bill and we see that all the money is not in wallet, we check every pocket. So maybe we find some quarter from here, dime from here, nickel from here, maybe single bill from here and there. So we try to do that to come up with that amount. So that will be the situation at the day of judgment. While we will be looking for those small things, which now we ignore, that those are small things. But at that day, those pennies and those nickels and dimes will be a big thing to have. And we will be excited that if we got something from there, from here or there. So that's why they say, if you do big good deeds, don't ignore the small good deeds. If you are doing some big things in the name of religion and you feel that alhamdulillah you are involved in big projects and doing big things and making big contributions, don't overlook the small things, because you don't know that at that day you may need even pennies and dimes and nickels. Or you don't know, maybe those big things are rejected and these small things are accepted. Because big things bring fame, bring some self-pride, some self kind of admiration. Or you get rewarded for those big things already here. They gave you a big influence, they gave you a big position, they gave you a big chair, they gave you a big table, they gave you all award, trophy, all that, and maybe you receive everything just here. But those small things which are just nobody notices, and those little things which nobody acknowledges and nobody repays back to you, those are all at your credit. So, Riwayat says, Hadith says that at that day when people are desperate, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask some angels to go and bring those particular files which you have stored on His behalf. So, these files will be brought, big files, actually more than what so far he had on the scale. Now he gets much bigger and thicker files and put in his scale. All of a sudden he feels that alhamdulillah he is passing the test and he is fine. At that time he doesn't speak because everything is going in his favor and he is happy. But when it is declared that now alhamdulillah he is going in paradise and because of these things, then he asks those angels around him that all these things which were written there and I am rewarded for, I never did those things. So how come? I didn't do. I didn't go for Hajj, for example, maybe even once or 10 times or that. I didn't go for ziyarat every year. I didn't do all that much recitation of Quran. I didn't do all those things which were written there. And the answer would be that these were your plans. These were your intentions. These were the things that you wanted to do sincerely. You made the plan, you made the niyat, but then you didn't get the opportunity. You were not able to do that, but you were sincerely thinking of doing those things, and Allah has accepted them even as the real and true actions on your behalf. So my brothers and sisters, these intentions, these plans even have value. So that is what I wanted to emphasize, that we should make the plan for recitation of Quran on daily basis. For some people, mornings are more suitable. For some people, evenings. For some people, noon. For some people, certain days of week. For some other people, some other days of week. So, but people should look into their schedules and make their plans. That is just one thing, because this is Shahru Ramadan Allazi Unzila Fihil Quran. This is a month of revelation. This is a month of Quran. It has very special connection with Quran as it has connection with fasting and charity, but it has very special connection with the recitation of Quran. This is month of Quran, the Rabi'ul Quran. It is the spring of Quran. Those who are doing it, as you know that there are again variety of ways of doing it. Some people recite only the translation during the year, which is fine. If they understand more and if it is more helpful to them, it's acceptable, it's okay. But in the month of Ramadan, it will be better that if they can recite the text in Arabic. If you have been reciting all along in the year, for example, in Arabic, so at least in this month now add the translation to it. So there is something additional. Some people can do it with some tafsir. There are some brief tafsirs available. There are some series of lectures of tafsir available here and there on so many websites. So you can look into those. That was my first point. The second thing is also we need to make the schedule of our activities. It is better for those who can afford to take some time off from their very busy schedules. Because my brothers and sisters, I'm not saying that people should stop working or they should stop their offices or they should stop their businesses. But all those things we do all along the year. In this month, if we can spend a little bit more time on soul searching, on our ibadat, worship, on evaluating our relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with Ahlul Bayt, with our family, our extended family and community, and if we can devote some time for the providing some services, some help. For example, if your wife is every time in the kitchen and she is doing all that work all along the year, although it is better to help every time when you can, but since she will be also fasting and as a one person, so you're pitching in and giving some time to help, for example, to your wife, to your family will be again have the extra sawab. It will fit with the spirit of month of Ramadan. If you have some employees, for example, who are Muslim, some co-workers who are Muslim, you can maybe give them some time to give them off if they are working for you. Take little easy during the month of Ramadan, so their experience of fasting becomes easier. They can also recite their namaz on time, they can recite some Quran, they can help their family. Or meaning, those are the things which Prophet was used to tell the masters and the owners of slaves and the owners of businesses that during this month of Ramadan, try to be more considerate and more understanding for your employees and your working people around you, that they are all fasting. They give them little bit more chance to do those kind of things. Third and final thing is, my brothers and sisters, I'm sure all of you who have been in Muslim lands for a portion of life of your time, and if you have been there during the month of Ramadan, you know what kind of environment is over there. Meaning, everywhere it is month of Ramadan. You turn on the radio, you listen some special kind of programs according to the month of Ramadan. You turn on the TV, you see the Ramadan there. You open the newspaper, you see the month of Ramadan there. You go in the market for shopping, you see the month of Ramadan there. You go to street, you see the month of Ramadan. Wherever you go, all around month of Ramadan, and it creates its environment. And human beings are always influenced by the environment, by surroundings. Now we are living in a non-Muslim land. We cannot expect the same things from the radio over here, from NPR, or from other radio stations, or from the TV, or from the newspaper, or from the market, or shopping centers, or those places. But we should try to make some kind of environment of month of Ramadan, at least at our homes. Our children are growing in these homes. They are deprived of those luxuries which we enjoyed and we had in our young age when we were growing up over there. But our children don't have those luxuries. And we cannot just go and create all that outside, but at least we can do something at home. So people have, some of them, those, I don't know even the names of that stuff which they use to play the music and loud music and all that kind of. Sometimes we visit people and we see all that huge thing over there. What is this? I don't know. So this is again for the sound system and the music and this and that. So at least in the month of Ramadan, that can be used for the recitations of Quran. Some naat, some madhe Ahle Bayt, some hamd, some good religious poetry. We can make arrangements of those tape recorders or CDs, or no, the cell phones have everything. For example, that even while you are cleaning, while you are cooking, while you are doing things in the kitchen, so you are listening to the Quran, or those kind of things. At the time of sahar, for example, the sahur, it should be planned. Unfortunately, in the western part of the world, people don't pay much attention to sahur. They will eat late and then they will skip the sahur. But getting up at sahur and eating even a little in sahur is highly emphasized sunnat. It is a sunnat of Prophet and A'imma, and it is emphasized. So it creates again a culture, a memory for a child. Remember how much big fuss we were used to make as little children the day when our parents didn't wake us up, for example, for the Sahri time. The whole, half of the day we kept nagging and creating the problem for them. Why didn't you wake me up for the Sahar time? Even when we were very young children. Because it was fun. It was change to get up at that time and then come and eat a different kind of meal at a different time in a different setting, and then the Quran was being recited or the poetry was being recited. It was a big change and it was a fun activity. We have skipped it from our Western lifestyle. Most of the people, what I know, that they skip that one under different names and under different kind of considerations. But that should be part of it. Remember, it was early afternoon. The iftar was, for example, 8 o'clock. And we would start preparing for iftar stuff from 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. It was a big fun. to bring this one, to bring that one, to bring the vegetables, the meat, the pakoda, the besan, the samosa, and then the lemons, and then this and that, and make this kind of drink, and make this kind of food, and do all that. 3, 4, 5 hours were being spent for, as a family all together, to get ready for experience of iftar. That was also a fun part. You know, our children are missing a lot of fun. They think Muslims have no fun. Our parents, they are very boring. Our family's lifestyle is very boring. They think only the turkey day is fun, for example. Preparing the Thanksgiving meal is a big fun. You know, even if children don't eat it, but they are very much excited that when we are going to buy the turkey, and then when we are going to buy all the stuff which they use for that, and then bringing that kind of tablecloth and those kind of stuff and decoration and making the turkey and enjoying this fun. So why iftar is not fun? Why sahur is not fun? We have so many things, my brothers and sisters, but we have taken those things as granted. We don't celebrate them. We don't highlight those things. We don't enjoy those things. We need to celebrate these things. Month of Ramadan as a month of spirituality, as it is a month of fasting, as it is a month of recitation of Quran, as it is a month of charity, as it is a month of all those things, it is a month of celebration. Celebrating our culture, our values, our cuisine, and so much and so on. So that is what we need to, again, we need to reclaim our culture, our cuisine, our values, our food, all those kind of things, because our children need that. They need that. The last thing, I'm finishing the khutbah, and that is the most beautiful thing which I can offer you today in this khutbah. This is a line from Sahifa Kamila, from a very known dua of Imam Ali ibn al-Husayn Zainul Abidin alayhi salatu wassalam. Imam has two very famous du'as, dua number 44 and dua number 45. Dua number 44 is where Imam was used to welcome the month of Ramadan. He was used to recite a dua, speak to the month of Ramadan, and he would welcome the month of Ramadan, and he would acknowledge the blessings of month of Ramadan, the features of month of Ramadan, the benefits of month of Ramadan, and du'as from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give tawfiq to us that we should take all the benefits of month of Ramadan. Then dua number 45, Imam alayhi salatu wasalam would recite as dua to say farewell to the month of Ramadan. At the end, to say farewell to month of Ramadan. Fi vida'i shahr Ramadan. In dua number 45, where he was used to say farewell to the month of Ramadan, he has this line which I have brought for you. And that is, now we see that how much difference is between our perspective and our views or our opinion about the month of Ramadan and the opinion of our Imam. He was used to say, Ya Shahr Allahil Akbar. Ya Shahr Allahil Akbar. Oh, the biggest or the most important month of Allah. The word Akbar we always use with Allah, Allahu Akbar. But Imam is using that word Akbar, and Imam never used that word Akbar for anything else other than Allah. And after Allah, he says, Ya Shahr Allahil Akbar. Yani this month is also Akbar. Of course, Allah is Akbar, but this month is because of Allah and because of what the honor which Allah has given to this month. This month is Akbar. That's number one thing, importance of this month. And then Imam says, Wa'ida wa ya'ida awliya'ihi. وَيَا عِيدَ أَوْلِيَاءِ, and O the month who is Eid for awliya of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now see, our Eid is after the month of Ramadan. When Ramadan finishes, then Eid comes. And to Imam, this month itself is Eid. So Imam is saying that the Eid of friends of Allah is Ramadan. Fasting is Eid, not finishing the fasting and then eating seviyah is Eid. And celebrating that it is over. But those that who have the spirit, those who are spiritual, those who are friends of Allah, those who are enjoying that level of iman and taqwa, to them this coming of the month is actually coming of the Eid. That's why they start preparing from Rajab or Sha'ban. As we will start preparing from the 15th of Ramadan, now the Eid Milan party is being planned and the shopping is being made and the dresses are being purchased and gifts are being purchased and so much and so on, because Eid is coming. So we start getting ready for Eid. But he says the friends of Allah, the awliyaullah, they start preparing themselves before arrival of Ramadan for the month of Ramadan. So let's this year make some difference. Last year we had wonderful Ramadan, month of Ramadan, although we missed everybody here, but I was hearing that since community had time to listen to all the lectures and to do all those things, last year participation was very well. It was a strange contrast, because before Corona, when we had these lectures of month of Ramadan, my audience, when I would start my daily lecture, would be barely 4 or 5 people. And then it would, when I would come in the halfway, there would be 10 people or 15 people. And I would finish the lecture with 30 or 40 people at the most. And then all of a sudden, when the time of Maghrib and Iftar would come, so everybody would come and join us. That was our experience before Corona. So only 10, 15, 20, 30 people would listen the lecture. Most of them were for prayer or Iftar. But during the Corona, the numbers which we have from the internet, at least 50, 60, 70 people were watching the lecture from the beginning. And it would reach to 100 or plus, 100 plus people were watching these lectures on daily basis, which never happened before Corona. So in that sense, it was, and I saw some influence also, that the level of donations, the level of givings, the level of getting involved with the community or center increased after the month of Ramadan. We received, alhamdulillah, so many those donations from people in different ways for different projects after the month of Ramadan, during the month of Ramadan, which we never did before. So it shows the spirit. People don't give their checks very easily. So it shows that they listened regularly, they paid attention to it, and they felt, they increased in their level of understanding and faith and their spirituality. But this year, let's move even above. So this year, we should not only welcome the month of Ramadan just as a month of Ramadan and as a month of fasting. Let's follow Imam Zainul Abidin and welcome the month of Ramadan as the month of Eid, as the Eid from day one. And go with that spirit and enjoy for 1 month this season of Eid. And then of course we will conclude it with Eid al-Fitr. So when you go back in Sahifa Kamila, dua number 45, and in between there is this line, Ya Shahr Allahi al-Akbar wa Ya Eida awliyaihi. Recite a salawat. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن أحسن الحديث وأبلغ الموعظة كتاب الله أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. اللهم صل على اللهم صل على محمد. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله الذي لا إله إلا هو الحليم الكريم غافر الذنب وقابل التوب وهو الغفور الرحيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل وسلم على سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا أبي القاسم محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى أمير المؤمنين وإمام المتقين علي بن أبي طالب. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى سيدة نساء العالمين فاطمة الزهراء. صل على محمد وعلى محمد وعلى الحسن والحسين سيدي شباب أهل الجنة. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى علي بن الحسين ومحمد بن علي وجعفر بن محمد وموسى بن جعفر وعلي بن موسى ومحمد بن علي وعلي بن محمد والحسن بن علي. اللهم صل على مولانا صاحب العصر والزمان وعلى آبائه الكرام ما اتصل الليالي والأيام. صلوات. Dear brothers and sisters, in second khutbah, since we don't have much time, normally I don't say anything other than what is necessary as a requirement for the khutbah. But I will take your 2 to 3 minutes to make a statement. In Pakistan, from last few years, it has become the practice of its intelligence agencies and the establishment to abduct our youth and our activists and take them away without letting the families know anything about them, without acknowledging that we have taken away or we have taken away a young man from a family. Family is missing them, finding them, looking for them years and years and years, and they don't know whether their son or their husband or their brother is alive or is gone. Sometimes they receive their dead bodies, sometimes they receive their sons or their husbands or their brothers in a condition that they are not alive and they are not dead, and within few weeks or months they just pass away. It has become a practice of these agencies and this establishment. Sometimes they do it under the pressure of Western governments, because when they are told that go after these people, because to them, for example, they are Shia activists, and sometime of course they will raise the voice for their other Shia brothers in Bahrain or in Syria or in Afghanistan or in Iran or in Iraq or in those kind of places. And the Western governments will tell them that go after these people and suppress them and don't, meaning create that environment of fear. Sometimes they do it under the pressure of Saudis and those other Gulf countries to please them and to get some dollars and some real from them. To please them, they will go after these Shia activists. Shia activists are the most law-abiding activists because that is what we believe as madhab of Ahlul Bayt. Our activists are not the people that who go and damage the properties of country, or they do, or they go and take lives of people or do anything. All what they say, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, and Labbaik Ya Hussein, Labbaik Ya Hussein, Labbaik Ya Hussein, during the those big days, and on the side they ask for justice for everyone. They ask for justice, they ask for equality, and they are involved with those kind of things. So again, the government and its agencies have taken so many of our activists, and many of them were even not activists. They are sons of activists, or they are families of activists. Some of them are the sons of ulama. Many of our ulama, one of our senior alim in Sindh, for example, Allama Haider Ali Jawadi, his son was abducted for years and years, and finally when they brought him, they released him. He came home only, and next day he passed away in Hyderabad, Sindh. He himself was also alim. So this is happening, and our community, Shia community in Pakistan, has started now some sit-ins. First, they spoke with the government, they made their demands, they gave government and its agencies so much time, and they didn't listen to it, and they just didn't pay any attention to it. So finally now they are holding some rallies, and they are organizing sit-ins. So right now our community is in sit-in in Karachi, around the mausoleum of Muhammad Ali Jinnah, the founder of Pakistan. So community is sitting there, activists are sitting there, scholars are sitting there, and the whole nation, the whole Shia community in Pakistan is now asking for justice. We who are living far away from them, but we are part and parcel of our national and international community. We are Shias too. We always say also Labbaik Ya Hussein. We always ask for justice and ask for all those kind of things. So here we express our sense of solidarity with our fellow brothers in faith in Pakistan, and we ask those authorities and those agencies and that government to release all of those innocent activists, and not only the Shia ones. There are so many from Balochistan, there are so many from Sindh, there are so many from KP, and there are so many from Pakistan, from all different faith groups and from all different ethnic groups. We are asking and demanding the release of all of them. And if they have done anything wrong, then they should be charged for it. They should be brought to the justice. They should be brought to the courts, and they should be given a fair trial. And if they are proven guilty, of course, they should be given the punishment. But at least they should be given the fair trial. So that is the statement which we are making from here, all brothers and sisters in faith, from BaitulIlm today. All of you are agree with me with this demand? Is it fair demand? And if that is the case, please recite a loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. أما بعد فقد قال الله تبارك وتعالى في كتابه المجيد وفرقانه الحميد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. So just for maintaining the order, when I finish the prayer, brother, you will recite the dua, Inna Allah wa malaikatahu, which you recite every time. So